Welcome back, everybody. We're back working on the DR field and brush mower. I forgot to even start videoing, but I'll explain what I did. So, in order to pull the motor, and I'm to the point now where I can pull the motor, you have to drop the drive wheel assembly, the axle. So you pull the two tires off. That way you can get to the two bolts here that hold the bearing assembly on. And the nice thing about this is they left the bottom of this open so it can drop straight through. You don't have to start stripping the the wheels off and then try to get to the hubs and try to get all that pulled and stripped off and then slide the bearings off the shaft and stuff like that, like I've had to do with some other pieces of equipment. So there's our dry shaft assembly. So with other pieces of equipment, I've had to strip this off and slide all that off, slide the bearing off, and that can be a lot of work, and sometimes the bearings don't want to come off, so you're stuck with trying to figure out how to get them off. So like I said, you loosen up these two bolts here on the bearing, the two bolts there on the bearing, and it drops right straight down. Remove the wheel and tire so it makes it a little easier to get to these bolts. And like I said, that whole assembly will drop right straight down. Just set it out of the way for now. The other thing you got to do is you got to remove the chain. So there's my chain down there, which goes around that big sprocket there. And then from that big sprocket, it goes to the transmission. Transmission being right here. Right there is the sprocket it goes on. It's like a 50 or 60 chain. And you just find your quick link and then remove the quick link. And it just comes right off. Real easy. Alright. Once you do that, you're able to get to your clutch assembly. And I just removed the clutch assembly. Clutch assembly being right here. It's not much different than removing a clutch assembly or a pulley off of a mower. So you can pull the motor on that. It's very, very similar. Notice there is a large nut on the bottom of this. And at the time I wasn't sure if I had to remove the large nut to get this off, or if I just had to remove the small bolt that you would normally have to remove on like any mower or something like that. You know, this bolt here that holds everything on, the pulley and stuff. And all you have to do is remove the bolt in the middle, just like you would any other mower, to get a pulley off. This here, this nut is for this piece. So this piece is large all the way through, and the clutch bearings fit over this, and then this nut holds that pulley assembly above to the clutch assembly. This thing just sloppy wet from the oil leaking on the bottom of the engine seal. But it's fairly easy to get off. Luckily, everything's so wet and sloppy under there that it slid off the shaft pretty easy. Very little effort. When I put it back together, it's going back on with never sees. Alright, so now we're ready to remove the mower. I've disconnected everything on the bottom here to allow me to remove the motor now. So, alright. And if you didn't have a gantry like I do, drain the oil out of the motor and flip it on its side or something. That way you can get to the bottom of it. Alright. So I'm gonna let this thing back down, and then I'll start removing the motor bolts. I'll probably do that first and then lower it back down and then lift the motor off the frame. And then I'll be able to take her into the shop and start looking at it. Which I'm still going to, I still got my chainsaw and curb to finish up. I put that in the ultrasonic cleaner this morning. And after I did that, I started working on this. So, all right, guys, I'll bring you back in a little bit. All right, welcome back, guys. We are working on tearing down this this motor so we can put all new gaskets and seals in it. The only spot that I can see that it's leaking is maybe on the base gasket on the back side here and this seal. But I got a whole kit, and I got to clean all this up anyway to pull that piece off. And I'm not just going to do that, just that seal. So I got the whole kit. So I'm going to go ahead and get all this cleaned up. I've already sprayed it down with some engine degreaser, engine cleaner. Yeah, engine degreaser. So just kind of loosen things up. I'll spray it down again. I got a little bucket down there on the ground catching it. And right now, I just took the nuts off for the exhaust. And I got a nut on the other side that secures it to a bracket. trying to start to rain. I hope not. I think it's trying to start to rain. Well, I'm gonna turn you guys off. I'll bring you back in a little while. I got a lot of cleaning to do anyway. I'm pretty sure you don't want to watch that. But that's how you break down a motor. Getting all the outer parts of it off anyway. That's how I should say it. Get all the covers and everything off it. Get it stripped down so you can take it apart. All right, guys. Hopefully that was some helpful information for you. Hopefully you enjoyed the content. If so, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and send me some comments. Let me know what you think. Be kind and help people when you can.